Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to the grand finals of the WCS Season 2 final tournament. And this is it right here, right now. This is going to be determining the victor of Season 2. So absolutely fantastic edge of your seat stuff here. Up the top right side, we do of course have our blue Zerg player, Jaedong. And down the bottom left side of the map, we do have our red Terran player, Bomber. And so far, Bomber has been putting the hurt on Jaedong. Game number 1, it was Triple M plus Widow Mines, the beautiful Terran versus Zerg play. And in terms of pressure play, I mean, we said it when he played against Scarlet. Bomber knows how to put on pressure play. He's one of the best. As far as I've seen, he's one of the best in terms of just keeping the pressure on 100% of the time. And in game number 1, we saw him do the same to Jaedong, and Jaedong tried. He really put up a fight, but in the end, it was just too much pressure, just too much Marines constantly just streaming into the front area of his base, and he just could not stand the pressure. Eventually, had to give the GG. He went Widow Mines, and... he didn't. He went Mutiling, and... It just didn't work. There was the muters could not do anything versus the versus the Marines of the Widow Mines, and he could just not get Lings, could not get Banelings out fast enough to deal with all of that pressure. So unfortunate. And right now Bomber is just going to keep on doing what he knows how to do, and this is the same build as last time. Command center before barracks for some very, very fast economy, and we know he can pull this off. So is this just going to be a repeat of last game? That is what we are going to find out here. And I do not know. I honestly don't know, but I feel like Jaedong is not going to go for Mutiling again. I really don't think that's a good idea, because I mean the Triple M and Widow Mines just absolutely, I mean, it was close. It wasn't just like Bomber completely overwhelmed him. It was fairly close, but I don't know, man. I feel like he needs to try something else. Maybe Roach Hydra, maybe some Ultras if the game goes that late. But I don't know, man. The Mutas, I would not go for Mutas again against Bomber, because he obviously knows how to handle them. I mean, Scarlet's favorite tactic is Mutiling, and yeah, it just did not work out that well for her. She managed to win a couple of games versus Bomber. 2 games, I believe, she won. So I mean, it can be done, but I don't know. Bomber just seems like he's on a roll at the moment. Like he's just play is just absolutely perfect, and yeah. So that's I don't know. I just wouldn't recommend Mutiling off Jaedong's part, but I don't know, man. He's one of the best Zerg players in the world. So if he thinks he can pull off the good old Mutiling, then I don't know, man. I would love to see him do it. I really would. And this is an exceptionally quick third base. I don't think he got this one that quick last time, but he's got it that quick this time. Some fast Lings, 4 fast Lings coming out here. And Bomber actually doesn't have that much. He's got a single Marine. He's got 2 Marines now. He's going to have to pull some SCVs off the line to scare these guys away, and that is going to work, but oh man, losing some mining time, never a good thing. It's only 4 Lings. Lucky it wasn't like 10 Lings or something like that, because I'm sure if Jaedong really wanted to, he could have had 10 Lings out by now. Just would have had to sacrifice a couple of things. But I mean, yeah, he's done a beautiful job so far. And Bomber instantly getting down 3 barracks to block this off. I don't know if that's because he's scared of more Lings, or if he just, I mean, he's going to use the barracks eventually, so he might as well do a quick solid wall off. He can then slowly replace this with supply depots later on, and yeah, it's just going to be beautiful. So there you go. A little bit of a scare for Bomber there, but he solved it quite quickly. I don't think he really lost that much. Yeah, the units lost is actually up to date, so we can see all the units being lost. It's just 4 Lings so far, so no workers died, no Marines died, and yeah, really no worries. So it's beautiful. Couple of Evo chambers here. Looks like Bomber's going to be gating this off as well if he needs to. If he is any Hellions going to be coming in, he should be more than ready for them. And there we go. Just going to be building a ton of Marines. Going to be nice and snug back here in his defensive encampment, but He has still got the third command center already out there. And, oh, I thought that was another command center for a sec. You crazy, crazy bastard. But it is going to be a factory. So it's actually going to be quite late. This is quite a late factory for a Terran player. Due to that whole scuffle with the getting the 3 barracks out, getting the early third, is gonna, yeah, it has delayed his factory by a fair bit, but it's still fine. I feel like he's probably just gonna have to forget the Hellion harassment. It's not gonna be any sort of good at this point. The most he could do with those Hellions is scout around for a third base, and at the 8-minute mark, I mean, Jaedong has a third base. You gotta know he's got a third base, so you could almost just walk a Marine over there to do a bit of a scout, and that would accomplish the same thing for a lot cheaper. But anyway, yeah, it looks like he's just gonna go over here, knocking this Overlord out, and grabbing his third base. So Jaedong does know that's gone down now, and he can choose to send in a whole bunch of stuff if he wants to. Now, the indication I'm getting here is that Jaedong still wants to go Triple M. Not Triple M, Mutiling. He's definitely going for Ling upgrades. He's definitely getting the hive, the lair down. And he's got a lot of gas. He's actually got a lot of gas. He's got the gas on all 3 bases mining. So this tells me that he really wants to get Mutiling. And there comes the Spire. So that is it. Mutiling once again. And Bomber looks like he's going for a pretty much the same strategy, just sort of moving things around a little bit, but maybe a little bit delayed, but still should be fine. He's actually got 1-1 coming out now. I feel like that's a little bit later than normal, but still more than fine. And yeah, I think Bomber should be able to hold this off quite nicely. So Jaedong continuing to take care of the Mutiling. And we will see if he does a better job than he did last time. He's really going nuts in the economy. He's going for a nice early 4th. This may have even been earlier than previous game on his 4th base. Really trying to just overwhelm Bomber's 3 base economy, and it's very, very hard to overwhelm a Terran player's 3 base economy. He does not want to try and lose so many forces taking this out, when, I mean, Bomber could just build another command center and just lift it straight over. It's just so easy to do that if you think ahead, and Bomber definitely thinks ahead when it comes to this sort of stuff. So yeah, he'll have a 4th base built ages before he actually needs to fly it out and actually use it, or at least a few minutes before that. So yeah, Jaedong just choosing to try and overwhelm the economy. He's 9 workers ahead. It's not as much as he would like to be, but it's something. I mean, it's something. And he's got the creep spread. I will say that for him. He has got creep spread coming out of his ass. Medevac coming over here, but the creep will see that instantaneously. The forces all running back straight away. And he's actually going to ditz off and go around here. He's taking out some overlords, but the muters and the lings all coming in. He's going to lift back into the medevac, try and fly away, but not quite speeding out of there as fast as he could have. So meanwhile, a bunch of lings coming in here. They are going to be taken out quite a bit actually before running off. Didn't kill any workers though, but they destroyed this building, so that is going to be fine. Neither side actually killing any workers yet. Just a bit of whatchamacallit, and so far Jaedong has lost quite a bit. Actually has lost quite a bit. What is this? Yeah, those banelings definitely cost a bit. He did lose a medevac, but yeah, I mean, losing 2 muters, that's definitely not good. And all the banelings, definitely not good. So here we go, the muter cloud coming around here. Maybe looking for a side flank. No missile turrets up yet. So he might be able to snipe quite a lot off here. And that will be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's just muters flying around all over the place. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I know I keep saying fantastic, but what the hell? Bunch of lings moving across. Got a nice bit of pressure play here. I mean, look at the creep spread here. This absolutely fantastic creep spread. Some of the best creep spreads, I've ever seen. And Bomber has no choice. He's got to go out, stick his neck out a little bit, and try and just clear some of this creep away. Because otherwise, Jaedong will just be able to bunch up all of his forces right on Bomber's front door, and that is not going to be good. So here comes the massive amount of forces. Bomber choosing to engage it at a fairly good place. He's trying to engage it just off the creep, but most of these forces are just going to be running back. This sort of flank the Marines had over here did not quite work, but the rest of the forces going to be okay. Look at how beautifully this split is. That is incredibly hard to pull off, but Bomber makes it look very, very easy. And now he's got the opportunity, sort of, to start taking out the creep. He's moving his tanks out as well. The Mutas have a beautiful position on the tanks, but they've got to run away before the Widow Mines start hitting them. The Overseers take a bundle of hits, and that is not going to be good at all. But they still manage to survive, so that's probably okay. He's maybe one of the few units that can actually survive a direct hit from a Widow Mine. Marines continuing to put the pressure on, and Jaedong finds himself needing to get a crap load of Lings. He loses the Lings so fast, and once the Lings are down, the Mutas are pretty much useless. They cannot run into the main army, although they're trying right now with some very, very nicely timed Ling support. I thought those Mutas are all going to die, but the Lings came out at just the right second, getting rid of all the Widow Mines. These guys taking a bit more splash damage. They are on the edge of death. Needs a couple of Queen transfusions on these Overseers, I feel like, because if they both go down, then his ability to knock out Widow Mines is going to be vastly reduced. So yeah, it's not that good having a backup Overseer if they are both on crap or life, although they do regenerate fairly quickly. So we just have to hope that they don't get close to any Marines anytime soon. And here we go, actually getting 2 weapons out. These guys have already got 2-2, I should think. Yep, and 2 weapons coming out for the Mutas. He's trying to send in a bunch of Banelings here, but he's got a beautiful gate. He's just going to roll straight through the gate. Banelings trying to chase these guys, but not quite getting them. The Marines coming out. And he's going to have to scan here to take these guys out. So very nice, burrowing at the last second to force the scan on that location. Marine's going to be jumping back a little bit, but they are still very much in control. Bomber is about 13 workers behind, but he's about 10 supply in front, so that's about 23 army size ahead that he is of Jaedong, and so far it's just been superior micro, I gotta feel like. It's not really been too much pressure play. He's been trying to pressure, but Jaedong has been doing a fairly good job at pressuring right back, so it's been mainly around the middle. But overall, Bomber has just managed to keep his forces alive, managed to do better trades to take out more units than he is currently losing. And yeah, it's just really, really nice. And here come all of the Lings everywhere, but not as many of them are Banelings as I'm sure that Jaedong would have liked. So in the end, takes out most of the forces, but the rest of them still remain to take out his Mutas. And he has never once been able to get a clean sweep. I mean, alright, he's never been able to get the thing on his advantage. Even when he does do a clean sweep, in those small circumstances, there's another group of reinforcements coming right up the back of the Terran force, and he just cannot deal with them. And here we go, we've actually managed to get into the 3-3 stage of the upgrades. Yeah, so Armor just about finished onto stage number 3. And Bomber starting to turn this game into his favour, having taken out that 4th base. His units are still out in the front. He's not really worrying about the creep tumors anymore. They're just so crazy, he's not even worrying about them. Coming in, going to be taking out some reinforcements in the middle. Beautiful, beautiful play here, cutting off the main army from reinforcements. And now he's going to be going for this base. And so many workers could be lost here. The Banelings, are they going to be going for the workers? Not really. They're going to try, but at the same time he's going to try and defend here on this base race, and there's just so many Marines here. Bomber is just so far ahead in terms of his army size, and he's taken out that 3rd base, and it looks like he may be going back to save the rest of his base, and I think he should be able to. Although the Mutas are flying back, I don't know if this is a good idea. There's not much the Mutas can do back here, because it's all Marine. They can try and get in here, and the bloody Medevac's actually really out of position here, but managing to boost back to the relative safety of the Marine swarm. And more reinforcements, just crap loads of reinforcements constantly sending out. This could be nice, but Jaedong's not really concentrating too much on that. He is more worried about the bigger picture, about taking care of his Mutas. and slowly trying to whittle these down, but Bomber just has such an overwhelming amount of Marines. He's just got a crap load of Marines. He's got 99 Marines. 99 Marines, 100 Marines in this battle. That is simply obscene. Absolutely obscene amount of Marines. And 9 Widow Mines, 8 bloody medevacs. He is completely crazy right now. And I don't think Jaedong has much that he can do anymore. I don't think he can defeat even half of this army anymore. It's just too much. And yeah, he does not have the production capability. He's running off 1-2 hatcheries. He could not possibly produce enough lings to see off this force. So there we go. Bomber's moving in all over the place. He's going to try, but the reinforcements, just this group of reinforcements, is probably going to be enough to scare him off. Maybe. I don't know. The Baneling's really going in hard and actually taking out a lot, but most of the Banelings die in that other small group. And the rest coming out there, stimming out, taking care of the mutas, driving them away. And this has got to be a GG from Jaedong. He just cannot deal. I mean, look at the Banelings just wipe out a whole ton of Marines. It does not matter. He's just got too many, and Jaedong finally given the GG. He knew nothing was going to stop Bomber from just rolling in there. So there we go. I mean, Bomber is just on a roll. He is 2-0 once again in this tournament series. And Jaedong, man, going for mutiling once again just was not working. And I do not know. I really don't know if definitely I would say if Jaedong keeps going for mutiling, he's going to lose this tournament. I would say that's pretty much a certainty, because he might be able to win one game with mutiling, but it's just so close. So he's going to have to think of something else. That's what I say. He's going to have to think of something else. Roach Hydra, maybe some ultras. Probably not ultras though. They're a bit too dicey. And the Widow Mines can just wipe them out, and Marauders can wipe them out. So Roach Hydra. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he can actually beat Bomber. The problem is Bomber has such an insane early game macro. Just absolutely insane. Getting that third base out so fast. He just pushes it over there like he doesn't have a care in the world. Starts mining off it at like the 8-minute mark. And there's just... Jaedong just can't do anything about it. He just can't, and I think that's where Jaedong has got to start doing something. That early part of the game, he cannot let Bomber get that insane macro. He just can't. He's got to hit him nice and hard in the first 10 minutes of the game, and maybe like a 12-minute attack or like 12-minute mass roach or something. I don't know, but he's got to do something. Sitting back playing macro against Bomber is not working at all. So anyway, there we go. That has been game number 2. Bomber is excellent job so far, and Jaedong is just, he must be stunned right now, absolutely stunned. But you've still got 2 more games at the very least. This is a best of 7, I've confirmed. So Bomber still needs to win 2 more games to take this tournament out, and we will see if he manages to do it. If he manages to make it a clean 4-0 sweep. I would not have believed that he could do it. I thought Jaedong would have taken out at least 1 game, but I don't know, man. I really don't know anymore. I'm starting to think Bomber is just capable of absolutely anything in this tournament. So anyway, stay tuned. Game number 3 coming right up. And I will see you guys when I see you. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.